Honestly, I kind of just want to do like a really short stream for tonight, like at very most like half an hour. Uh, I mean, like I've been really bad keeping schedules lately. I think since last year I've been really off on the scheduling. I should feel like should be frustrated about it, but I really don't really feel that frustrated. It's kind of like those things that I I don't know, like I kind of still want to, but I kind of still like procrastinate on it. It's a little bit weird to explain. Uh, for me at least, since I'm not really much of somebody who like explains things properly. Like to explain. I struggle to explain things, but that's just me though. On the bright side, I got a new share, and I gotta say, it's such a big difference because I have the thing that allows me to like see my feet. I don't know what's it called, but it's like the little like thing that comes out of the under the chair, and you just like extend it, and you can just relax your feet on it. I don't know what's it called, but I have that right now, and it's just so comfortable. Though, in order to bring in a business like to the form by selling goat milk. Slowly, slowly the people. No, I should say over time. Over time, Nikki. And this over time, Nikki grew envious of others, seeing them happy. I wouldn't say happy. Okay, so the thought that I had at the time for this, and I'm pretty sure I lost the paper because I actually had taken notes literally the day after on what exactly I want to like focus on for this type of story. Because one of the uh, things that I was like wondering about this was sort of a realm of hell per se. I want to touch with Nikki. So one of the things is, well, one of the two places that I was debating on it is I want to say Vraz. The other one was Envy. And Wrath didn't make sense to me at the time. I also thought about Lost, but Lost didn't really make sense in my head because this is something that sort of developed into like an the aspect of like either her getting becoming more I wouldn't say evicted, but more resentful, seeing other people um having like better lives and whatnot. Or the counter side was Nikki became more resentful to others on how she was treated. So things were started to change. That's one of the things that I'm thinking of adding over time. Nikki. That is a comma. Grew envious of the villagers. Seeing them have happy, what's the happy moments? Well, she got. Well, she wants to start feeding goat. You know what? I'm probably just gonna start using the. Gonna call it a goat, the goat, rather than call it as like the actual terminology. It's just silly to me that a goat is called a kid rather than an actual goat. Or a baby goat, sorry. But she was like a feeding a baby goat. Under the hope that one day. But strange things begin to happen. The water became, I want to say undrinkable, but I don't think that's a word. Muddy and greenish. The corpse, not corpse, crops begin to slowly die. People spend beginning to feel hunger. Hmm. This feels way too cheerful for me. Wait, let me say something. If you make sure to check out some of the other tracks, it's as relaxing as possible, but ready to chill out too. Whichever you choose to use this for, I hope you have 30 weeks, so make sure you hit the subscribe button. Are there any other sounds you prefer using? Huh. Oh, use myself. Huh. What? That is such a interesting thing. So I was gonna see if there was like sometimes when you're listening to like shorts and whatnot, right? I mean, not shorts. When you're playing like music on the background and whatnot, they have like a timestamp on like songs and whatnot. And legitimately the first thing that I see on the comments, because I mean there wasn't any on the video, is that read the terms and it's a bit confusing that you say it's royalty free but not for commercial use without permission, and it's copyrighted, so not royalty free. Am I missing something? And I'm looking at the what's it called, the terms of service, and when it comes to using the site, it says that for your the site for your personal and non-commercial use only. Should you wish you to use any of the content in the site or the YouTube channel for any commercial use, whatever whatsoever, you must obtain or express written permission beforehand. You agree that you are only solely responsible for all costs and expenses you may incur in relations to your use of the site. We make no promises that the site is appropriate or available for use in locations outside of the UK. If you choose to access the site from locations outside the UK, you acknowledge it. You do so at your own initiative and are responsible for compliances. We try to make the site as accessible as possible. If you have any difficulties using the site, please contact us. You use the site. Hello, how's it going? How you doing? I'm probably just gonna use a different one. Uh, damn. I don't do blogging. I actually met by with it. I don't know why. You're very quiet. I'm fine. Sorry, I think it's mainly on that aspect that I'm mainly like mumbling myself. Uh, I mean it's like 3 in the morning, three 3:20 in the morning. So yeah, I only hope for like half an hour. Like I've been trying to like fix my scheduling when it comes to streaming and whatnot. Oh, it's 12 a.m. here nearly. Wow, I'm a little bit jealous. I wish it was a little bit earlier than that. That way I can, actually no. Because if anything, I'm just probably gonna be spending my time playing games off stream. And once it's like close to like time for streaming, it's like, you know, it's a good time to go to bed. Like streaming? Who needs that? Actually, no. Begin to slow it down. As well as slowing down, became muddy and greenish. Want to hear a joke? That might might cheer you up. Go for it. I'm not really like sad at or anything, but sure. I'm just tired, honestly. Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side? To me. God. To make his family at McDonald's. Okay. Okay. um. Okay. I'll give you. I'll give you that one. Honestly, after you said McDonald's, my brain started thinking of KFC. You laugh. Me happy. That's great. Thank you for the joke. Mm. Strange things begin to happen. The water became greenish and muddy. The crop began to slowly the crops began to slowly die. But beneath that, not beneath, in contrast, in contrast, Nikki's farm began to become. Oh, cool. Why can't I not type right now? Begin to begin to. I want to say to be more healthy, but I don't think that's the word that I'm looking for. And slowly became more health. No, for some reason I really want to use the word healthy, even though that's not really what I'm want to express. In contrast, Nick's farm slowly became. I want to say the word might be bountiful, but I don't think that's the word. Back on the 1800s, witches were just a rumor for people to just harm women. They were outcasts or herbalists that either went from town to town in order to survive or found new businesses venture. Nikki, a young farmer that became an orphan at a young age and had to take over the farm that was raised by her parents. As she grew up, Nikki had more issues keeping the farm afloat as the crops slowly going bad. Okay. So the crops are slowly. I should have said slowly dying. Because going back, it just sounds like the vegetables kinda. Or the crops already like harvest. Slowly dying, but also dealing with the villagers. Operations given the farm close. I feel like that's also something. Also, the village, the people from the village begin to isolate her. Isolate, harass. Isolate and harass whenever. Okay, cool. Harass when Nikki tried to sell her condition. Let's say now. I want to say bad quality might be the word, but I don't think that's the right word. Rotten. Is that even a thing? Semi-rotten? Semi-rotten refers to food that is partially spoiled, often showing signs of like mold, softness, or bruises, with some edible parts still intact. Okay, so that's actually a thing. Semi-rotten vegetables. Here's another joke. What happened when a necromancer sees the Green Reaper? My first instinct as a D&D role player was like, she's summoning an army of skeletons. It's a bone. That's a good one. Now I feel like playing D&D. Darn it. Now I feel like playing D&D. Like, let me check my friends if anybody's willing to play D&D like at 4 in the morning. That'd be actually kind of funny if that was the case. What did the water elemental say to the fire elemental? Freeze? I give that one. That one was a good one. Damn, you're hot. Slowly. Damn, you're hot. Just say her family's her form. You might not be able to see it, but I'm currently making a little dance because I'm happy that you're laughing at my jokes. I see. I mean, some of the jokes are funny. Some of them are like, okay, that's a little bit funny. I really like the first one. The first one was honestly really good. I like that one. I really like that one. Sure. I wouldn't mind. Okay. 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 For some reason, the more that I think about it, the more it just sounds silly. I don't want to say it was like funny, but it was like just kind of silly. Her form. I want to say her family's form, but she's essentially an orphan, so technically it wouldn't make sense. The line of the line of her form actually sounds better. became barren. The people spread rumors. Rumors that she was cursed by a demon, or that she was a witch and her parents were a sacrifice for her to become one. Other rumors hinted at what did the Virgin Mary say when her son got crucified? Honestly, I'm thinking of a horror story now. Thank you. Jesus. Okay. Okay. My brain went a whole different place. So, just a little bit of a fun story. I'm pretty sure people have seen the movie. But Conjuring movies, they have one based out of a weeping woman. The weeping woman is based out of an urban legend in Mexico. And she's not called the weeping woman, she's called La Llorona. And throughout, throughout the nights on the streets, you can hear La Llorona weeping or crying for her children's. And it's something like, ay, mis hijos. Fun fact, allegedly, my older sibling mentioned to my parents when we were younger that my sibling was able to hear La Llorona coming from my sibling's window. And I personally don't really believe it, but you know, it's an interesting thing. Oh, that's not cool. Yeah, it kind of isn't, because in some legends, that aspect of La Llorona is that if you were able to heal La Llorona, it means that it's trying to find you. On the topic of the supernatural. Oh, go for it. I really, really like supernatural stuff. That's just me though. She was cursed. But more that she was a witch and her parents sacrificed for it. Like what was hinted at. What was the other thing that I want to add? Hinted at my bottom. When my grandfather died, we sung at the church. hmm And among the shores, I started to hear his voice. It's possible. I'm not joking. No, it's totally fine. Paranormal things is really hard to explain. I believe I saw the trailer, but I'm probably gonna bring that later. Um, but it's totally fine. From my grandma's story. This is loosely based on episode 2, actually. My grandma, some, I was told that my grandma one time and she was going in the back, into like deeper into her house because she was going to grab water, and the house is like a one floor layer, so the kitchen is like way back into like the house. So when she was going into the house, she saw that she saw somebody like outside on the backyard, just pointed us like a direction. I don't remember what direction, but I'm pretty sure it was like the well that they had. So things that happen. There was also one time for me that I was just literally hanging in my room, just chilling in my room, and out of nowhere, I remember my mom calling me, and I went over and I went to see her, and she's like, "No, I didn't call you." I'm like, "I swear, I distinctively hear you calling me." So there is that fun stuff. I once had a prophetic dream. I feel like I have prophetic dreams every once in a while, but it's kind of like one of those things that like I don't know when exactly it's going to happen. What was it prophetic? It's more like a deja vu thing, because like I have dreams before, um, and at one point it just might have happened, and another point it just never happens. Um, I don't remember. Oh yeah, one of the dreams that I had was that I dream of a similar place that I'm currently working at, and I felt like I might have seen it before. I was playing the 2015 Mad Max game. I was going to talk to an NPC when a group of enemies attacked me, and it happened on the game. It happened in real life. Oh no. That honestly doesn't sound like a funny joke. Sorry. Other room was that. Then a few days later, the same thing happened. Simply, same NPCs, same enemies. Well, in terms of the psychological aspect, it might be the aspect of a premonition. I almost lost my shit when it happens. I honestly happens. Um, what's an example? I honestly don't remember, but I have a few instances when I legitimately had a dream about something, and like months, maybe years later, it happened. This is the one and only time I had this kind of dream. It's funny because for me, at least, like I don't really have a sense of like dreams. Um, so when I go to sleep, I just feel like I'm just like laying for like 5 minutes. Next thing I know, like I'm waking up once the sun is out, and I'm like, oh wait, how long was that? But like the majority of the instances that, well, not majority, the half of the dreams that I had, somehow, some way, I found myself having like a deja vu moment at one point. I'm like, I'm pretty sure been here, or I'm pretty sure I've seen this person before. I just don't know where. It's kind of weird, honestly. Like going from like having no dreams, and out of nowhere you start having dreams, and then those dreams kind of like correlates to like actual things. It's kind of weird, honestly. The shit is so hard. So other rumors can tell us and she sold her soul in exchange. To remain youthful. Do I really want to take that route? Or because I guess not when she reached out of it, the land in her farm became barren. The people spread rumors that she was cursed by a demon, or that she was. Actually, let me remove this. This is the one and only time I had this kind of dream. Oh, hey, how you doing? Welcome in, Natasha. We were talking about like paranormal stuff and dreams and whatnot. So if you have any stories, please feel free to share. Oh wait, I forgot this. I'm gonna give this personal note there. I really genuinely forgot that I added that. Hmm. Honestly, it might sound silly to say this, and I'm mainly saying this as a joke because like paranormal stuff, like I can personally don't wouldn't really care about it like too much if that situation ever comes across. But I honestly would like to hear like Jonas crying at least once. But the main issue for that, for me at least, is that I tend to use my music like really loud, so I don't really tend to hear like any like weeping or like sobbing. So even if hypothetically speaking, I ever come across like the actual Llorona, I probably wouldn't even notice. It sounds silly, honestly. Mm, Sorry, I kept yawning. Other rumors hinted that hinted hinted that she sold her soul in exchange of remaining youthful. Harass parents were other rooms given that she sold her soul in exchange of remain of to remain useful. Oh, that she was. There's a mail where I live. They said your ancestors are active for a few days every year. Oh, that sounds interesting, honestly. It kind of makes me think of something like El Dia de los Muertos, which is a Mexican celebration where we essentially celebrate the dead when those days on. Were going on. I saw my dead grandpa in my dream, and he kept saying that he misses us. That's honestly really sweet. I don't think I ever had that sort of dreams myself. Like I mentioned, I honestly don't have any dreams, and I wouldn't say I have any dreams. Historically speaking, it's like I barely have any dreams. Um, and the ones that I do have is either a quote unquote premonition or just some silly fantasy, male fantasies. Yes, no, I'm kidding. Um, I never had that. Oh, I never had dreams, and that was so scary because that dream is my grandpa's was really clear and vivid. Honestly, really like the what's the one before the myth or a legend, whichever you prefer calling it. Um, mainly because like kind of wish something like that happened to me. It may sound silly, honestly, but um, it's I want to say it's like it's that aspect of like wanting to meet somebody that already passed. Because for me, at least, um, just, actually, yeah, but yeah, it would be like really nice, to see like grandparents or like people that pass away. It would be cool, yeah. Yeah, honestly, if my grandparents were to somehow to contact me or like through dreams, I honestly would have loved to spend time with my grandmas. I don't know why. Like I just really like the aspect of that. Um, that's just me though. Well, I do have a reason why. I just kind of want to keep it like private to some sort of degree. Uh, but I would really really love to meet them. I mean, see them. I'm pretty sure my one of my grandmas will scold the heck out of me. Like, boy, you should not be raised like that. I should have been there. I would have smacked you if for all the dumb things you ever done, or something around those lines. Classic grandma. Yeah, just throw like chunk across like the room. Scolding us for everything we've done. Yeah, that's true. I think would I love to hang out more. See how they are. I might be a grandma's person. Might be. But it's fine. Anyways, I gotta continue this. Oh, this is nice. Yeah. Um, I gotta balance this a little bit more before entering the stream. Um, Mainly because it's almost 4 in the morning. Even though I've been streaming less than an hour, I've been wanting to fix my stupid schedule that way I can go to bed early and that way I can do stuff in the morning that way I don't have to rush to work. But every single time that I'm like, oh yeah, probably I should stream early, or I should do this or that, I just get distracted by something and then just don't do it. Feels silly, honestly. It would have fixed your schedule, but I've noticed you always stream at night. Yeah, no, so the thing about it is that my current time off is 10:30 from work. Sometimes it gets extended to like 10:45. Um, my driving it takes at least half an hour. It takes at least like 11:15 p.m. and at the very minimum. If I'm going to get gas, it might be like 11:30, 11:40, or if I'm taking like one of my coworkers home, that might extend until like midnight. And once I get home, I just don't really feel like doing anything. I should like stream at that point, and so I can just stream like 2 hours, be over like around 2 in the morning, and then go to bed. But I get distracted by like literally everything. I'm like, oh yeah, like I should stream today. Oh, this new like comic series got like a new chapter. Oh, let me go read that. Oh, like this game is so interesting. Let me continue playing. Or like just literally anything except for like hopping on a stream. And but the time I remember about streaming is like either like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. So it's kind of like, yeah, I kind of forgot about that. I should stream, but like after like 3, it's kind of like I kind of don't want to because it's like late. So sometimes I just go to bed. Like legitimately, like the game that I've been playing the most currently is Delta Force, and I know I should just do like actual stream, like get like Somber Mysteries episode 3 done, um do my Dark Souls 3 playthrough, but I just procrastinate on it a lot. Uh, and it just wasn't like a big thing when I started streaming, like about 3, maybe 4 years ago. Um, Mainly because I was consistent. I was streaming 4 days a week, and then I think at the beginning of this year or the end of last year, correct, procrastination part one. Yeah, um, I started doing other things. For the lack of better situations. I got myself heavily into like AI chatbots, and I don't know, like it kind of gives like a really good feeling just getting things that you want to get done, or like having like that as like conversation with like like a fictional character you've been wanting to interact with, which I highly, before anything else, I highly don't recommend anybody to use it. Because like after you're done with it, it kind of gives like a really weird sense of like loneliness, and you kind of want to go back into it because like the character that you're chatting or the chatbot that you're using, um, kind of gives the answers based on the character and based on how things goes on the way that you want it to go, and you just want to go back into it. Like I've been slowly detaching myself from that because it was like a really like almost every day, like all day type of thing. And now it's like a little bit less because I just don't want to do it. I just gotta get distracted myself. Um, yeah, something like that. Um, but there's like other um, like applications or websites that can do that way better, honestly. But yeah, I've been slowly getting out of that. Uh, I'm still like, here and there, but yeah. Honestly, I feel a little bit ashamed admitting it, but at the same time, it's a factual thing. It's been affecting things on some sort of degree, so it's it is what it is. I guess it was like at the time when I started using them was like it kind of piqued my interest. Shit, that was addicted something too. Yeah, so you know the feeling on that. So yeah, um, yeah, it kind of hits like the spot like for like somebody my age. Like it was fun at start, then I started feeling loneliness. Yeah, I also felt the same way, honestly. Um, think I saw. I'm slowly trying to get out of it, but like sometimes it just gets full because on my YouTube feed there's channels that like, oh yeah, hey, this is like the new best thing for like AI. Like you wanna like this website kind of decided to add this that has like X amount of like memory and it behaves the exact way that you want to try. So like I'm like, okay, I gotta go back to that rabbit hole. Took me a year to stop. I'm still trying to get out of it. Um, Thankfully I'm like focusing on my work. I'm still like getting distracted by like everything else, so I don't really like focus on that often. Yeah, something like and I don't say like in a bad faith of thing. Like at the time, View Grabber, like I know that for a fact. I'm pretty sure his channel got shut down or something. I don't know the details. So like, yeah, I feel silly looking back at it, but it is what it is. It's and for me at least, like somebody who's getting close to the age of like middle age, um, it feels kind of lonely. Let me use the word. I wouldn't say it's embarrassing. The aspect that might be embarrassing is just like that aspect. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to be like more delicate on my words. My loneliness. Let me go play. What's the name of that song? Mr. Lonely or something like that. I am so lonely. Man. Thankfully, like I have friends and like I can socialize with co-workers, so that's not really something that can affect me like too bad. Thankfully, but I really want to step out of that. That's why like maybe I've been considering like fixing my sleeping schedule. That way I can step out of that. Do stuff in the mornings like cooking, cleaning, um, watch us like some shows or something. Great things you have with your friends. Yeah, thankfully, thanks to that. It's funny because my friends and we started playing tabletop games again. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Like each of us are having a session for a campaign. So for me, like I'm currently, I still gotta get back to like reading the book, but I'm being a game master for a tabletop game called Blaze in the Dark. It's like a Victoria style tabletop game. Oh, that's not really good anything. It's a Victorian style where essentially you are a group of scoundrels. By the way, you should continue focusing on this. We're in Discord. I should. Take it though, because it's already 4 in the morning. Um, so basically, Blaze in the Dark is your group of scoundrels, and your whole thing is essentially like do heist. So that's fun. Games of Friends are fun. It is. For one of my friends' games, I was thinking calling my character Big Chungus. That sounds silly. I think that she sold her soul in exchange to remain youthful, or um, what should I say? Other romance in there. Yeah. Or that she sold her soul in exchange to remain useful, or that she wanted. No. Actually. She wanted to be taken. No, taken pay doesn't make sense. I don't know how this one might work. I'm gonna say, oh, actually, yeah, that one might be useful. Order her, the crops, vegetables. We're rotting from the inside. One day, Nikki found a baby goat. A kid, or at least that's what the farmers call it. Nikki hoped for the kid to grow to a doeling or dough in order to bring business back to the farm by selling his goat milk. Over time, Nikki grew envious of the villagers, seeing them have happy moments and memories while she was stuck feeding a baby goat. But strange things began to happen. The water became muddy and greenish. The crops began to slowly die, and the animals, which is the animals started to get sick. And no, the animals and just as I elderly, because I don't really necessarily the kids. You know what? Yeah, why not? The elderly. Slowly. It started to get sick. And done. As the time passes. Actually, that feels kind of no youth needed. New rumors began. To come out, saying that Nikki poisoned the water. The water and the crop and everything they use is the water began. Where there needs water everywhere. Why am I drawing blank? Everything that uses the water were eventually. Yeah, I'm drawing blank. Holy cow. I don't really mean this part now that I think about it. Saying that Nika puts in the water. Well, at least I know was the cause of Nikki, becoming a witch. That's the main thing that I want to keep in mind. Nikki becomes a witch. I'm just gonna be like notes for myself. Because I can't think of anything right now. Like I had a roadmap on what I wanted to do, reading somewhere, but I was doing laundry 2 days ago, I think. About 3 technically now. I couldn't find the note. Like I already had the idea of who she was making a contract. Uh, what sort of realm of or section, whichever you prefer calling it, of hell was she supposed? The demon that she made a contract was supposed to be from, and what was the last one? Oh, here. Um, and how the radio booth was going to be reacting. But I lost the paper. Let's go. Let's go. Becomes a witch after making a contract with You're gonna find that out? No, I couldn't. So my assumption was that when I was you got on a paper. Yeah, I got on a paper. So mainly because when I got the idea, I was at work, and since I'm technically part of a contractor at my current work, they have more restrictions for us. So having my phone on hand that was not possible. So I couldn't, save it on my phone or like save it on my computer. I thought it was like a text note, like the one you're typing right now. No. So sometimes when I'm at work, my brain kind of wanders every once in a while to things that like, oh yeah, I should be probably thinking about this, or I should probably be thinking about that. And I was like, how did he lose the note? Yeah. No, not this one. So yeah, sometimes I just think about like how exactly I want to write it down, and sometimes I could be at work and I get like these ideas that might be useful for the episode or that might expand on the situation. Like for example, that Nikki becomes a witch after making a contract with the Imba demon. That's something that I thought during work. Um, what's the other thing? That aspect of having some sort of effect after the baby code was introduced was again at work. Uh, so yeah. Wait. I feel like I need a coffee. Uh, Send the naked puts in the water. Mm. And yes, Papa on the ground time. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say Papa on the ground time. It's just like I have I wouldn't say forgetful mind, but I do forget things. I mean, I'm literally close, like a midlife crisis, pun intended, pun intended. Um, especially when you can take, can note them down properly. Yeah, you're right on that. Um, And sometimes I forget about things like as the week processes. The week progresses, so sometimes I just like come up with things on like at the moment. I start thinking about during work, cause that's where either my brain is active or my my physique is like like working, and I just want to have like a small distraction mentally. Apparently, so weird. The groups are down the animals and elderly so to get sick and die. New rumors begin to come out saying the Nikki poisoned the water. The, mm, I don't think I can think of anything else for now. Nikki becomes a witch after making a contract with the guy. Let me just add more notes for like next stream that we can just, you know, um, tackling down once I come back. Um, what's it? This is more on the pre-production. Pre-edit, I should say, pre-edit. Sounds fine. Sound effects. What else? What else? Nikki becomes a witch after making a contract with the Invade event. Describe. I want to say add more details. On. Add more details on. Actually, no. A second part to the story. Okay, that actually makes more sense now. So the way that I'm going to be handling this is this part is going to be the first part of the story, and from this one it's going to be reading more of a present tense rather than a past tense. So let me. New rumors begin to. The her current age. Nikki was avoided. No, not avoided. Essentially living outside the city, not the city, the village, due to the fear of the people. Throw her out. Her family. Her family farm. What's trash down? Wait, is that even a word that kind of makes sense back then? Destroyed by the villagers. As they assume that by destroying our home, perform everything. Everything normal. But for Nikki, it wasn't the same. She lost everything. Everything she, everything she wanted to protect. But she wanted, but she hold the most dear to her heart. To what? To the only thing. Okay. I honestly thought that I heard like footsteps behind my room, like clearly in the hallway. But I know my younger sibling is sleeping, so it doesn't make sense why there should be steps. Okay. Okay. Assume that that's I know. Oh, here's an interesting horror story. Um, and it happened to me at one point. Since then, I haven't dared to like leave the door open if I ever fall asleep at night. Um, so there was one day, and I'm just gonna wrap it up here with the story. Um, but I arrived home from work. I literally lay on the bed because I was like exhausted. So before I even noticed, I ended up taking a nap. But the time I woke up, it was like almost like 2, maybe 3 in the morning. And the funniest thing about it is that I was sleeping in a whole different way. Let me pull up something real quick so I can describe it a little bit better. Useless. Totally useless. Okay. No, this is that one. Okay. Probably use this one. So the way that it happened is that I was personally. Damn, I didn't knew I had that much dust. So this is going to be the bed, right? I was laying like this before I knocked out. By the time I woke up, I was sleeping like in the long ways, like laying down on the bed. But out of nowhere, I just felt something coming from the entrance, and my door was like wide open. It just literally walked in and stood right here for a good minute. I didn't dare to like actually like turn around and look, so I just like stare at the wall the entire time. for the entirety of the situation. And next thing I know, it just quietly walks out. Uh, and I just remain looking at the wall because my mentally I'm like, if I'm going to be ending everything here, then I'd rather just be looking at the wall. I don't know what's going to happen, but I just don't want to turn around. And that was like that whole experience. Since then, I haven't dared to leave. Who was it? I don't know. I honestly wouldn't be able to explain that. It was scary. Yeah. The funniest thing about it is that the next morning I saw my mom and I was like, "So, did you walk into my room? Was like anything that you might have, you know, need to bring me into my room?" And she was like, "No, I didn't went to your room last night." And I know for a certain my dad like wouldn't come to my room. Uh, my sis, my younger sibling, um, doesn't have a need to come to my room. So it's still a mystery on who exactly is stepping into my room that night. Um, the wildest thing about it is that the light was off. So whoever was or whatever was inside my room either was able to see on the dark or it was probably part of my imagination. I'm hoping that was the case because that legitimately felt so real. Because I just felt like something literally walking into the room. Like I don't know if that's like a possible thing, but I just literally felt like it walked inside. It stood there for like a good minute, like maybe 5 minutes at the most, and then just walk out like nothing ever happened. That was like legitimately the most like worst experience that I ever had. Since then, I haven't like left my door open. If I'm going to bed, I lock the door or close the door. It sounds strange, but it's 100% true. Uh, it's all in the present tense. And breaking the story. And I think those are the only 4 or 5 points that I want to add. Um, so yeah. Anyways, it's what 4:30 in the morning. I do gotta go to bed now. Um, I don't want to say like I'm going to stream tomorrow because at this point it's kind of like if I stream, I stream. If I don't, I don't. I became really inconsistent on everything, unfortunately. So yeah, but I do want to say thank you to Natasha. Thank you to Luca Paul Mandy for being here tonight. I really appreciate you guys for hanging out with me on this I want to say bountiful evening night. Uh, welcome, thank you. And for anybody that's watching this in the background, thank you so much for watching this in the background. And for anybody watching the VOD, thank you so much for watching the VOD. If you reached this point, might as well just throw this because I don't normally say it, but feel free to subscribe. I don't know when exactly I'll be streaming, but you know, I'll stream eventually, like at least once a week. Anyways, hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, night, or evening, or afternoon. Sorry, and I'll see you guys. I don't know, whenever I guess. Have a good night. Bye bye.